boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what we do have in it is Eternal Strands, the demo. So this is not the full game yet, and hopefully the full game will be better optimized, probably not. So I'm running the game with the absolutely lowest settings, 1080p, while using FSR on its performance mode. Which means that basically we are playing at 540p. Yikes! Upscale to 1080p. And despite the frame rate looks more or less good at here, I mean we are slightly below 60 frames per second, which is not bad. And obviously if I had this frame rate I would probably push FSR a little bit higher than performance. The issue is throughout the demo you will notice that the frame rate will start to drop more and more. So there are moments that even the game drops below 30 frames per second in some cutscenes, but outside the cutscenes I would say that the minimum I saw it was kind of low 30s, but the majority of that it was around 40 frames per second. So why this is happening? This is happening mostly because first of all, the game is incredibly demanding. It is using Unreal Engine 5 and it's making use apparently of Lumen. I'm not so sure about Nanite, but Lumen, yes, it is for certain. I can see a lot of global illumination artifacts on the most settings with this resolution. You can also notice them too. Everything that lights the environment, it kind of is very unstable and it works in blobs. So yeah, as you can see in here, it's weird. Alright, this is how it works in the lowest settings. Lumen, it doesn't look very pretty at lowest settings. It looks weird, Minecraft-ish, but that's how it goes, and it's actually very demanding. And yeah, it's a very demanding title. And the second reason is mostly because of VRAM. This game, for the minimum settings, they do specify that you need a 1660, alright, and we do have a 6050 Super. So what's the catch? The 1660 is not very different than our graphic card, it's slightly more powerful, although it packs 6 gigabytes of VRAM. So what happens for us is that we are slightly below the 1660, but we have 4 gigabytes of VRAM. And since the game makes use of those 6 gigabytes of VRAM on the most settings, well, unfortunately what does happen to us is that we lose a lot of performance because of that. And they say, like I said, the minimum is a 1660 with 6 gigabytes of VRAM. That is for 1080p low settings with 50% of resolution scaling, which is essentially FSR on its performance mode. And well, this is exactly what I'm getting in here, but I'm not getting 60 frames per second, alright. Mostly because I do believe because of VRAM and a little bit of lack of power of the GPU. Still, it is playable, I'm not going to say that it isn't. But playing at 540p upscale to 1080p, playing with the low settings where the lumen looks really horrible, and almost not being able to sustain 30 frames per second in some occasions, well, it's really tough. I only played this sequence of the demo, I'm not really sure if it is more demanding during the day than during the night time. I'm going to assume that during daytime it's more easier to run, because there is less point lights of global illumination, but what I did care it was when it was more demanding, and I think that nighttime is probably more demanding because of all these lumen effects. Still, it is playable if you want to play. We are below the minimums in here, and I can confirm that you can actually play the game, but yeah, you really need to go with these settings. So with this, I don't have too much more to say about this game. I'm just going to say that it's going to get released in a week, so probably packs more improvements, more optimization, who knows. It doesn't suffer from stuttering, which is something that it's gladly very good, acceptable in Unreal Engine games, at least that's that. But who knows, the final version might pack some improvements and it might work much better for us, alright? So guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Eternal Strands. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
head out of the cave so we can get our bearings.
For the love of... It's an ash peak drake.
Quick, your frost magic can cool a path. Good. Darn's still working on the scry, but you need to keep moving. Lane, got anything from the map?
There should be a minor patrol path ahead that loops back to the watchtower. It runs close to the Vale, though.
It's our only option.
I'm on it.
Oria, that Drake's acting like... Let's just focus on getting her back safe. I'll go back to unpacking the armory. Nice work. Keep moving. Damn it, Casman was right. That Drake is rutting. Erratic flight. Aggressive. It won't stop.
Skies, what do we do?
We get you back to the caravan fast. Clear line of fire. Good time to use your bow.
If I'm reading the map correctly, following this brook should lead to the path guards used to reach the watchtower prior to the surge. That Drake is never far behind. Just keep going. That's the path.
You're doing great, Bryn. Final stretch.
That can't be an arc.
You've got to hold it off. We'll work on an escape plan.
This isn't the strangest.
What the? Hang on, Bryn.